Before we begin the program, please note that Tulane University promotes and protects the free exchange of ideas through prohibiting the physical or virtual disruption, shouting down, blocking, or suppressing a protest, demonstration, or invited speaker's right to speak. Disruptions of this nature will result in removal from the event.
No solos, right? Just straight down.
Yeah, straight down. Just run it through the solo.
No.
Is this swung or like?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 41 is up tempo. You play the pickup tempo, tempo. Butter.
Okay.
Just kind of medium.
Sure.
Yeah.
Was it? You have it on me? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a second eighth note.
Oh yeah, that's it. You got the little melody there. All right. 2, 3.
Well, you got to New Orleans.
Apparently you are.
Can't play any of the right notes. Just go.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, why didn't you do that in Bangkok?
That would have been interesting.
Okay.
Right.
I'm sorry, I was
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sally Richardson. I am the interim dean here at Tulane Law School, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you today to the commencement ceremony for the Tulane Law School class of 2024. We will begin today's ceremony with the national anthem performed by the Crescent City Brass Band, and so please rise. Please be seated. Graduates, families, friends, colleagues, welcome. This is Tulane Law School's 173rd graduation. And like all others before it, this is a day of hard-earned joy and celebration. 3 years ago, you set out on an adventure that has bonded you together through common rituals of hardship and triumph, conquering a strange new lexicon that includes acronyms like LRW, CDO, SBA, IRAC, UCC, and some acronyms you may have texted that I will not repeat on stage this evening. You managed to answer the first time that you were cold called in class. And perhaps even more importantly, you managed the fear and panic that sets in when the person next to you is cold called in class and fumbles, and you can feel one of my colleagues' eyes starting to drift in your direction. You confronted that first set of law school exams in your 1L year, and then you navigated the course selection process to avoid as many law school exams as you possibly could. We know that's what happens. But these rituals that may now seem so familiar, they are unremarkable. It is worth in this moment pausing to remember how daunting that they once appeared. In navigating these landmarks, whether you now fully appreciate it or not, you have been transformed. These years of toil and triumph have left you with a command of legal methods and doctrines and habits of critical thinking, but they have also left you with something else. They have steeped you in the norms and the values of what it means to be in this profession, what it means to be a lawyer. The same is true for those who are graduating in our Masters of Jurisprudence program. You have been forged together by a common experience, even if separated by the distance of online learning. And you have been forged with a common passion for changing lives through your work with others. Of course, this is not only a journey for our graduates here today, but also for everyone who has supported them through this period. For you, for the parents, the partners, the spouses, the children, and other supporters of today's graduates, these years of study have brought their own sacrifices. Many of you have worked extremely hard to make it possible for your loved ones to reach this milestone today. Be it financial hardship that you have taken to make studying at Tulane a reality, missed holidays or events while your loved one is studying, or even just listening to your soon-to-be graduate drone on and on about hairy hands and eerie doctrines and Latin phrases like res ipsa loquitur, and you have so politely stood by and just nodded as if you really understood all of it. Graduates, you could not have completed your law school career or your Masters of Jurisprudence without the assistance of your support network. And so I invite you, our graduates, to give a round of applause for all those who have supported you on this journey. Now, of course, during your time at Tulane, you have been transformed by much more than just what you have learned in the classroom. But events of the world have certainly transformed you in the past 3 years. Most recently, the horrific events of October 7th and the ongoing war in Israel and Gaza that has sparked debates in Congress and on college campuses alike. But when you first stepped into Weinman Hall in the fall of 2021, you were then transformed as we were coming off of the beginning of the pandemic, and topics like the Delta surge were at the front of mind for so many. And almost as soon as you arrived here in New Orleans and unpacked, Hurricane Ida hit our shores, causing a multi-week shift to the Zoom classroom that we had hoped we had left behind. In 2022, the invasion of Ukraine occurred, sparking an ongoing war in Eastern Europe. Tensions between the United States and China have continuously been on the rise. Turmoil and ongoing rancor in our domestic politics and public life has played out in the halls of Congress. And not only have political temperatures risen, but the actual degrees of Fahrenheit have also risen, hitting record highs across the globe last year and increasing concerns of climate change. And all the while, issues of racial injustice, growing concerns of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, and frankly, hate have just continued to mount. Law school, it's tough enough under the best of circumstances, but when facing law school with all of these challenges of the past 3 years, it has been at times difficult, if not downright impossible, to stay focused and on track. But I hope that these challenges have also confirmed your choice to dedicate yourself to the law, and have given you a powerful sense of purpose. Because each of these crises has spotlighted the precariousness of what we all hold most precious: health, justice, democracy, life itself, and underscored the crucial, the indispensable role that lawyers play in the rule of law. And despite all of these challenges, you have remained undaunted. In fact, you have persevered and you have thrived. The graduates sitting before you have won national writing awards. They have won national moot court competitions. You have secured the freedom for unjustly incarcerated clients and protected the most vulnerable communities among us through the work in our clinics. And you have done more pro bono hours than any class that has come before you. And somewhere in the midst of all of it, you have also learned about the rule against perpetuities if you studied in the common law. And if you studied in the civil law, you have learned what a usufruct is. And it's not a dirty word. I have the temptation in this moment to take off my decanal robe and to put on my professorial robe. And because I do have, you're in alphabetical order, I have a seating chart for all of you. I have a temptation to begin cold calling as one final test, but seeing the extreme fear in your faces, I will refrain from doing so in front of your families, obviously. Now, in the years ahead, when you leave Tulane, you will face a world of opportunities, and you will also inevitably encounter new challenges that are not yet imaginable, even by the most sophisticated AI. And when you do, remember, you have already been tested. You are graduates of Tulane Law School, have a rare grit, you have courage, a battle-hardened determination, and I hope a fresh sense of purpose to use your skills and the powers that you have gained here at Tulane to confront the injustices you see and to build a stronger and better society. And as you do, remember, we, your faculty here on stage, we are enormously proud of you. And you do not face these challenges alone. We are all here for you. As you walk across this stage today, this is not the end of your journey with Tulane. It is but a milestone, because we want for you to stay in touch in the months, in the years, and in the decades ahead. Do not hesitate to drop an email to your favorite professor. We love to hear from you after you have left Weinman Hall. Stop by for your 5th, your 10th, your 15th, even your 50th reunion, as we have individuals here in the crowd tonight celebrating their 50th reunion. Like whatever the latest reel is on the Law Dean Insta. I care. Let us know where you are in your careers and how we can help you. And in time, reach back to help the future Tulane law students who will sit in your very seats one day from now. Know, as you proceed in your legal career, how proud we are of each and every one of you, and how grateful we are that we will always and forever be associated with you, the class of 2024. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you our commencement speaker, the Honorable Nancy Abudu. Judge Abudu made history last spring as she was confirmed as the first Black woman to serve on the United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit. A graduate from Tulane Law School's class of 1999, Judge Abudu has dedicated most of her legal career to the service of others and those less fortunate. Born in Virginia as the daughters of Ghana immigrants, Judge Abudu began her career as a lawyer after graduating from Tulane as an associate at the law firm Skadden Arps. She then joined the 11th Circuit as a staff attorney in 2002 and moved to the ACLU to join their voting rights project. She served as the legal director of ACLU Florida from 2013 to 2019 and became the deputy legal director and interim director for strategic litigation for the Southern Poverty Law Center. It is my privilege and my honor to welcome here to the stage our 2024 graduation speaker, Judge Nancy Abudu.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much, Dean Richardson, for that introduction, and welcome to the faculty and staff. There are actually a few professors that I had when I was here at Tulane, so it's wonderful to see how well some people are aging, and also to know that Tulane is a very special place that holds on to its very best and brightest, and so to have that institutional knowledge and continuation coupled with the amazing new faculty who have joined just makes me feel very proud to be a graduate of this institution. I also want to welcome all of the family and friends and supporters who are here to celebrate your loved ones who have accomplished a very important mission in their life's journey. And I know both as a former student and now as a parent what that investment of time and resources really means, and the care, the concern that you all have had, and the dedication that you have executed when it comes to the ability of these graduates to succeed, and succeed in a society and a landscape that is not the most easy for them. So I want to again welcome you and thank you for that commitment. To the graduates, congratulations. I'm sure you've heard many times that this is a really important milestone in your journey, and that's because it is. For some of you, it might be a second career and an opportunity to reset and rethink the direction of your life. And for many of you, it's the first step in a professional journey that will take a lot of different directions, paths, roads that you will have to decide. Some will be decided for you, and some of them you'll get to pick and choose which roads that you want to travel. And so as you think about your respective journeys, my advice to you is actually advice that I'm borrowing from the late Dr. Susan Jeffers, who wrote a book that was entitled Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And I share that with you because that is very much the motto that I am living in right now. I wouldn't say that I was a fearful person. In fact, the first time that I came to New Orleans was my first time or first day of orientation here at the law school. I had never been to New Orleans. I didn't know a whole lot about law school, but Tulane was intriguing to me because it had the certificate program. And at the time, I was really interested in international law, but I didn't know what kind of work I would do in that sphere. And then I got to Tulane and I met an LLM student from Nigeria who started to share with me the experiences of communities in Nigeria that were dealing with a number of toxic environmental pollutants, and that got me interested in that issue. And so I joined the Tulane Environmental Law Clinic and thought I was going to be an environmental lawyer. It was the regulatory aspect of the Clean Water Act and the Clean Air Act that was not as intriguing to me, so I took another path. And then found myself doing products liability work for a major international law firm. And although I met wonderful people while I was at Skadden, and of course really enjoyed being in New York, my heart just was not in that practice. I found myself using most of my billable time doing pro bono work and representing survivors of domestic violence and really trying to deal with the reality of the life that many people were living that was very different from my own. And so after taking those different journeys, which I really didn't think about, and that's what I mean by not having been a person who lived in fear, at this stage and age of my life, I find myself more fearful. I have 2 daughters who are about to chart their own course, and not just having children and being worried about their future, but I have females in a society where unfortunately there is too much violence against women. When we are being told that we can be individuals, but that our bodies in many real ways are not our own. And then as you just heard Dean Richardson talk about, there's climate change. New Orleans is no stranger to the changing environment and weather, but now the rest of the world is starting to really experience what you all go through during hurricane seasons. Those are some of the things that have brought me more concern than I've ever thought about in the past. I have some concern about the various movements that we're going through. As a former litigator who worked a lot in the area of free speech and all of the different clauses of the First Amendment, it is something that I hold very, very dear because it's very important and it is part of the fabric of our nation and what makes us unique and something to be proud of. But I reflect on that because there have been movements before. And even though I stand before you as the first African-American woman to be on the 11th Circuit, it took the 11th Circuit over 40 years to have someone who looks like me. And so when you think about what have been some of the outcomes of the civil rights movement, I am living proof of that. But there are also people who are still living proof of what is not working. The fact that we still have schools that are segregated based on race and based on zip code. That we had a women's rights movement that was phenomenal in terms of its primary objective of passing the 19th Amendment, which gave or recognized, I would say, the right of women to vote and participate in our political process. And once that victory was secured, you had a diversion. You had some women in the movement who decided that now that we have the right to vote should be focused on registering and turning out as much voter participation as possible. The League of Women Voters, for example, is an outgrowth of that movement. But then you had another group that said, okay, now that we have voting rights, we need equal pay. We need to make sure that women who decide to have a family can also have a career. And so we have a lot of unfinished business. As we can see, the state of women is not as perfect as it could be and should be. And then I have concerns or fears that I'm wrestling with as a new judge. Unlike a lot of my colleagues, I was not on the bench before, but I worked a lot in front of the bench as a litigator. And so as a judge now who is inheriting precedent that I did not help create, and no surprise precedent that I don't fully embrace, it is my job now to interpret and apply the law as written. And yet I still wonder and hope that I am not part of a line of judges who affirmed the conviction of someone who is actually innocent of the crime and is needlessly spending decades of his or her life incarcerated. That I am not part of a line of judges who has expanded the protections for policymakers that makes it more difficult to hold those in charge accountable for their actions. And so I think a lot about that. I characterized it in the form of fear, but it is something that I really don't want to do and yet am concerned and very cognizant of. So that's the first part of the advice, is feel the fear. And so that's what I'm very much leaning into, and recognizing that there is courage in leaning into your fear, into acknowledging it, and also identifying why you have that fear. But then we have to move to the next stage of doing it anyway. And so for me, I've been focusing a lot more on the tools that will help me overcome that fear. Part of that, of course, are the family and the friends who are here to support you and who will remind you constantly that you really can do this, that you were designed, you were born, you were created to do this work, whatever that work might end up being. But there are also people who have done this before. All of the professors who are up here who have gone through law school and started their careers. And so in that way, you're not really charting new territory. What makes it new is that you are the one going through it, and you are a unique individual, which means that your experience is going to be unique. What I would also encourage you is to identify those people again, past or present, who have already been in your shoes. For me, that's been reading a book and hopefully getting through it called Unlikely Heroes. It's a book written by Jack Bass, and what it is really a history of the old Fifth Circuit, which then became the 11th Circuit in terms of the circuit split in 1981. And one of the individuals that I've spent a lot of time researching is the former and late Chief Judge Albert Tuttle. The building that I sit in, the courthouse, is actually named after him in Atlanta. Judge Tuttle was from Hawaii, then found himself going to Cornell in New York, and then came down to Atlanta to be an attorney. In between that, he was in the military, and because of the physical bravery that he displayed, he was awarded many medals. But when he came back and assumed his position as a judge, he had to display a different kind of bravery. A bravery that, because of who he was, a white, male, privileged, educated, financially resourced, that he still took a step to represent those who were marginalized, those who were not gifted based on their birthplace, and therefore, in some instances, were considered not to even have a birthright. And yet, Judge Tuttle issued decisions striking down segregated schools. He struck down laws that allowed for segregation in public accommodations. And he challenged, through his writing, election laws that made it possible, for example, in Georgia, for the legislature to pick the governor as opposed to the people when we talk about direct representation and what democracy looks like. I say this because for many of you now with a law degree, you have stepped into a privilege that very few people have. And it is a responsibility if you decide to accept it. You don't have to. You could have been the other kind of Judge Tuttle who decided that he was comfortable. He didn't want to rock the boat, and therefore his interest was in leaving the status quo as it was. Or you could be the Judge Tuttle who has a building named after him, not just because he wanted to have people celebrate his name, but because he wanted people to remember his works. And that is the kind of judge that I want to be. And that is what I lean into when I have my most fearful moments of making sure that I don't make the mistakes, at least intentionally, that I can avoid if I just look to others who have done this before and trust myself, that my heart is good, as I trust your heart is good, that your intentions are solid, that your mind is right, that you're taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally, and that, as one of my colleagues said, there may be doubt sometimes, but you're never wrong. You're never wrong if you're trusting yourself, if you're weighing the pros and cons, and then you're being brave and doing it anyway. That is my advice to you. You're gonna have a lot of forks in the road. You might even have naysayers and people who try to put you in a box. Don't let them do that. Challenge yourself, and by challenging yourself, you're challenging others. You're meeting expectations that some people have never even put for you because they never put them for themselves. Allow yourself to, again, feel the fear, but do it anyway. Define yourself for yourself and reject or at least resist as best you can, again, those who try to minimize you, minimize your dreams, and minimize your potential. I say this with the greatest amount of love and support and encouragement and excitement. I'm so happy to see this new generation of attorneys entering into this field. And even if some of you don't find yourselves in the courtroom, you're still representing Tulane, you're still representing what it means to have a JD, and you're still representing the profession of being an attorney, a profession that we should be very proud of and fight for in terms of protecting the legacy, the reputation, and the work that we do having this degree. Again, congratulations. I'm so happy for you all. I hope that there is some celebration in advance as some of you prepare to take the bar exam. Again, another fear, overcome that fear. And again, just all the very best as you embark on this very exciting journey. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Judge Abudu, for those inspiring remarks and your shining example of leadership. It is now my pleasure to introduce to the stage the president of the class of 2024, Roy Wallace. A graduate of Morgan State University. You can come onto the stage, Roy. It's okay, don't worry. A graduate of Morgan State University in Baltimore, Roy entered Weinman Hall in the fall of 2021 with one goal in mind: to keep her head down, to not get too involved, and just focus on studying. And Roy, I have to say, you have failed miserably at keeping your head down and not getting too involved. But that's a good thing. Quite on the contrary, Roy has been an active member of the Student Bar Association, the Black Law Students Association, and Moot Court, being part of a national championship team for the 2023 Thurgood Marshall Moot Court competition. She's been an exceptional president for this 3L class. Her goal at the beginning of the year, she said, was to bring fun and community to the 3L class, and I think it is sufficient to say you have done that, Roy. After graduating, Roy will be heading to California to work in commercial litigation with the goal of then using her sports law certificate to transition to the world of sports and entertainment law. It is my pleasure to present to you your 3L class president and student commencement speaker, Roy Wallace. Ooh, okay.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Judge Abudu, esteemed faculty, alumni, proud friends, family, and loved ones, and most importantly, good afternoon to the incredible class of 2024. My name is Roy Wallace, and this year I had the distinct pleasure of serving as this year's class president, and today marks a pivotal moment in each of our lives, a culmination of years of hard work and dedication, perseverance and growth, and as we stand on the threshold of a new chapter, I am so deeply humbled and honored to be addressing you all on behalf of the class of 2024. So this is a very special day for all of us, and it means so much to everyone in a cap and gown to have you all in the stands today. But before I get into the meat of my speech, I just wanted to say I'm a little bit nervous because while so many people have been excited for me to get up here and speak today, a small group of people did not know that I was getting up here to deliver a speech. So to my parents, my family up there in the stands, watching online, I decided to keep this speech a secret because as law students, we have put ourselves through so much. We have worked tirelessly to get to this day, and as much of a toll as it has taken on us, it's also been tough on our support systems, whether it be distance or time spent apart or even the occasional attitude. Sorry, Mom. The past 3 years have been hard on us all. So to my family and to anyone else who has supported or cared for us law students to help us reach this day, I want to say thank you. As I began the process of writing this speech, I could really only think about the journey that we've embarked on and the insane amount of work that we have put in to reach this moment. Then I remembered this book that I read in college, Chop Wood, Carry Water, How to Fall in Love with the Process of Becoming Great by Joshua Medcalf. And I'll be honest now, similarly to some of my law school text, I did not read this book voluntarily. I played, as Dean Richardson mentioned, volleyball at the illustrious Morgan State University. And my coach, who is here today, would make us read these motivational books about work ethic and achieving our goals. And at the time, I thought it was a little bit annoying to have to get up at a 6 a.m. practice and go over the notes of these chapters that she chose. But when I opened the book again to draw inspiration for this speech, everything kind of clicked. The book follows a young man named John who had a lifelong dream of becoming a samurai archer. And he trains under his sensei over the course of many years. John is given tasks like chopping wood and carrying water, and he can't quite understand how any of it relates to becoming a samurai archer. Every day, John asks when he'll be able to start his training as an archer, but every day instead, he's told to chop wood and carry water. The sensei emphasizes that achieving success comes through the power of consistent effort and dedication, but also the importance of embracing the journey rather than fixating solely on the end goal. Y'all, as law students, all we've done for the past 3 years is chop wood and carry water. Except our experience has been a little bit more unique. When we started law school, like Dean Richardson said, we were still under COVID restrictions. And on top of that, Hurricane Ida evacuated us just 1 week after classes started. We worked remotely from our respective evacuation spots, not truly knowing when we'd be able to return to school or New Orleans. And during our second semester, a Supreme Court opinion overturning nearly 50 years worth of precedent was leaked the night before our constitutional law exam. And despite what we all may have felt, we still had to get up the next day, walk into our exam, chopping wood and carrying water. Aside from what has been thrown at us for us to reach this point, we have all been dedicated to the process of becoming a lawyer. From undergrad to LSAT prep, to our first day of law school and our last day of classes, every sacrifice that we've made has put us in the position to walk this stage today. Whether it be classes and externships, moot court teams, pro bono, clinics, journal, you name it, we have all been consistent in our training to reach this moment. We have spent summer and winter breaks working on this craft, and maybe along the way we couldn't quite see how things would shake out, or what we were doing with the rule against perpetuities. But it was all in preparation for this moment. And even though many of us have been fixated on this day for a very long time, we've also been able to enjoy the journey that we're on. We at Tulane Law School are truly blessed. This experience, the Tulane Law School experience, is like no other, partly because of the city of New Orleans and how much fun we get to have outside of the classroom, but also because of the inherently generous and friendly community that is fostered at this school. So just like much of the advice that we've been given over the past 3 years during our law school training, the sensei told John that in his pursuit of being a samurai archer, your value is constant, it is priceless, and it never truly goes up or down based on your results or performance. Your value comes from who you are and not from what you do. And even though we've taken many exams over the course of our law school careers, the secret is to understand that nothing is a test, but only an opportunity for us to learn and to grow. If you look at something as a test, then you will only focus on passing the test instead of maximizing your growth through the experience. And the sensei was right. We must focus on the process and neither getting too high or too low, but instead learning to control the controllables. We have chopped wood and carried water in preparation for this day and what lies ahead. In this room, there are future litigators, transactional attorneys, future congressmen, politicians, civil rights attorneys, sports lawyers, and government attorneys, and the list goes on. The class that sits before me today is truly exceptional, and our success is truly a testament to our hard work. There is no other group of people that I would have rather shared this experience with. You have all helped me grow in ways that I did not think was possible and have truly shaped me into the person standing in front of you. Dean Richardson, Dean Scheck-Snyder, Morgan Jackson, Dean Ransom, Dean Boyd Nahadet, Dean Abby Gaunt, thank you. To my moot court team, Brianna, Lex, and DJ. Thank you. To some of my best friends in the entire world, Megan, Shelby, Jasmine, Hartley, Sam, Keen, and Sanjay, thank you. They say that iron sharpens iron, and trust me, there is a lot of iron in this class. Sometimes I find myself getting a little bit sentimental when things end, because it's hard for me to think about the fact that this group of people, as it stands, will never be in the same place at the same time like we are today. So I ask you to cherish these last few moments, enjoy the time left that you have in this beautiful city, and be grateful that you had the privilege of receiving such an exceptional education at such an exceptional university. Tulane asks us to always be audacious. So to the class of 2024, I ask that when you walk out of this field house, now as lawyers, go out into the world and be loud when you're told to be quiet, ask questions when you're told not to, and do not be afraid to take risks to achieve your goals. Dream big, start small, be ridiculously faithful, and focus only on what you can control. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Roy. Now, to present this year's Teaching Awards as selected by the graduating class, it is my pleasure to call on Vice Dean of Academic Affairs, Stacy Schnecknider.
I have to lower the microphone. Each year, the members of the graduating JD and LLM classes vote on 2 awards to be conferred at graduation for outstanding teaching. It is my privilege to announce, on behalf of the graduating classes and Tulane Law School, the recipients of this year's teaching awards. Each year, the members of the graduating class vote on 2 awards. The first award, named in honor of Monty Lemon, a distinguished Tulane alumnus, practitioner, civic leader, and teacher, is presented to a member of the adjunct faculty for outstanding teaching and service. This year's Monty Lemon Award for Excellence in Adjunct Teaching goes to Saya Smith. Professor Smith is a native New Orleanian, an alumna of Tulane University, and an alumna of Harvard Law School. As a licensed Louisiana lawyer, she brought a wealth of expertise when she joined the Tulane Experiential Program in 2021, including stints in private practice, public interest work, and clerking for the judiciary. She was almost tapped to teach Civil Procedure 2 at LSU Law School when we scooped her up just in the nick of time. As Associate Director of Experiential Learning and Public Interest Programs, Professor Smith is responsible for helping to administer 5 externship programs, the Trial Advocacy course running every semester, and the intensive winter boot camp program imparting civil, criminal, and transactional skills. Her experiential colleagues have given her a nickname, I'm going to say it, the General, noting not only her ability to give orders, but also to march alongside the troops. Tanya Jupiter, Associate Dean of Experiential Learning, remarks, "If we could have more Sayas in the world, it would be a more efficiently run, better, kinder place." For Professor Smith, all of this oversight of academic programs translates into outstanding teaching and care for students. She's personally responsible for teaching the Public Service Externship, a year-long 6-credit course allowing the students to work in field placements across the government and public sector, ranging from Federal Public Defender's Office, the U.S. Attorney's Office, the ACLU, Innocence Project, Disability Rights, Southeast Louisiana Legal Services, and so on. She counsels students on managing work assignments under supervision, learning the substantive law relevant to the placement, and reflecting on how the externship is assisting the students in forming their professional identities as a budding lawyer. In describing Professor Smith's role as a faculty supervisor, one student remarked, "Professor Smith truly cares about our externship experiences. This was clear throughout the course." Professor Smith also teaches a 1-credit seminar that assists students in honing and reflecting on professional skills. Here's how one student sums up Professor Smith's impact. Quote, "I had a wonderful experience. Every class consisted of a thoughtful, engaging discussion about ethics, mental health, work-life balance, and challenges. I thought all of the assigned reading provided great insights into becoming an ethical and conscientious lawyer in the world. I feel better prepared as a result of the course going forward." We couldn't be more pleased that Professor Smith is doing her part to turn out more ethical and conscientious lawyers. Please join me in recognizing the 2023 Monty Lemon Award for Excellence in Adjunct Teaching, Professor Saya Smith. The second award, named in honor of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Felix Frankfurter, is presented to the member of the full-time faculty who, in the opinion of the graduating class, has demonstrated an outstanding commitment to teaching and classroom instruction. This year's recipient has taught every course in the civil law curriculum. Obligations 1 and 2, civil law property 1 and 2, community property, security rights, successions, and lest you think he doesn't play in the common law sandbox as well, trusts and estates. This year's Felix Frankfurter Distinguished Teaching Award goes to Professor Ronald Scalise. Professor Scalise is the John Minor Wisdom Professor of Civil Law at Tulane Law School, a 20-year teaching veteran, and a 2018 recipient of this award. Professor Scalise joined the Tulane faculty in 2009 and served as Vice Dean from 2012 to 2016. Students appreciate the wealth of expertise Professor Scalise brings to the classroom. One student stated, "He is an expert in the field, and every law student should take his class." Another stated, "Professor Scalise teaches with such enthusiasm, and there is no substitute for learning this law right from the source." And what a source he is. Professor Scalise has for 10 years assumed editorial responsibility for the annual pamphlet edition of the Louisiana Civil Code and is the primary author with responsibility for updating 5 volumes in the Louisiana Civil Law Treatise series on property and obligations. He serves as reporter to multiple committees of the Louisiana State Law Institute and engages in law reform activities for over a dozen other subject matter specific committees. Professor Scalise is an associate member of the International Academy of Comparative Law, a board member and treasurer of the American Society of Comparative Law, an academic fellow to the American College of Trust and Estates Council, and a member of the American Law Institute. He's written extensively on civil and comparative law topics, particularly in the area of successions, wills, and trusts. Indeed, his passion for civil law successions is infectious. One student said, quote, "He clearly loves the topic and his enthusiasm helped me pay attention," unquote. And his teaching ability leaps off the page as follows. Multiple students noted the way Professor Scalise was able to break down complex concepts and make them easier to comprehend and digest. On the common law side, his trust and estates students gushed, stating, "I really appreciated how thoroughly and meticulously the professor covered the material." Another stated, "Professor Scalise made every class a helpful and enjoyable experience." And more superlatives, Professor Scalise was an incredibly engaging and effective professor, probably one of the best I've had in my academic career. I could not recommend him enough. Other students, however, used more vernacular language, exclaiming, quote, "King Scalise, the GOAT. He can really explain his stuff well," unquote. And in a nod to Professor Scalise's impeccable style, and students, you will have to translate this for your parents, quote, "He always wears some fire fits to class. Suit game is on lock." Please join me in congratulating the recipient of the 2024 Felix Frankfurter Distinguished Teaching Award, Professor Ron Scalise.
Congratulations to Professor Smith and Professor Scalise. Now, it is now time, and a tradition that we do every graduation, to honor those who sat in your seats a few years ago, but just a few years ago, 50 years ago to be exact. Now, the class of 1974 did have it easier than you, the graduates of the class of 2024, in some respects. Tuition in 1974 was not what it is today. We'll just leave it at that. On the other hand, the class of 1974, my understanding is that the height of the library ceilings was nowhere what it is today, and the submarine, what they used to refer to affectionately as the library in Jones Hall, well, it was literally a submarine, and maybe not conducive to the best studying environment. We are honored to be joined today by members of the class of 1974 who are returning to celebrate their 50th reunion this weekend. And I would like to now ask those from the class of 1974 who are here today to please stand and let us honor you as you celebrate this milestone in your legal career. Now, everyone in the class of 2024, please go ahead, pencil in 50 years from now in May. Come back, we'll have a bigger space because we'll need more room, obviously. But we look forward to welcoming you back in 50 years, as you will always be, and we look forward to forever being associated with you, our class of 2024. Now, with all of those things aside, don't worry, we're getting to the moment you actually cared about when you came in today, namely the much anticipated presentation of the graduates of the class of 2024. Let me ask our marshals, this is your last test. Please stand when the marshals ask you to stand. And as your name is called out by Professor Davis, please step forward to receive your diploma.
Candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor. Alvaro Antonio Aleman Arias, cum laude. Thomas O'Brien Alger, cum laude. Armando Luis Alvarez. Diego Eduardo Alvarez Laurent. Stephen Socrates Anton, cum laude. Paul Blaise Antonio. Michael Joseph Arsemont. Jonathan Jex Artigues. Barbara Moret Bathke, cum laude. Max Lauren Mandel Becker. Ilana M. Beiser. Magna cum laude, sorry. David Allen Benham, cum laude. Zoe Allen Berg. Rowan Christine Bienes Allen, cum laude. Ellen Bell Bloom. Audrey Lorene Blunt. Mary Allison Bolf. Meredith Catherine Buchin, cum laude. Mary Kleinpeter Bowers, cum laude. Gabriella Roston Bowling. Jack Alexander Bazone. Timothy John Brannan, cum laude. Lindsay Catherine Brink. Derek Patrick Brondum, cum laude. Samuel J. Brush, magna cum laude. Dylan Thomas Bryan. Tanner Cullen Bryant. Brandon Allen Burgess. Miles Bailey Castile. Alexandra Elizabeth Catalan. Danielle Victoria Catalano. Sophia Rose Cifolia, magna cum laude. Cameron James Surf. Justine Charbonnet. Blake Patrick Cheselden. Gabriela Justine Chilingarova. Camille Elise Cialino. Garrett Dale Clark, magna cum laude. Annie Cleveland, cum laude. Jennifer A. Conlon. Maya Marie Contreras. Charles Reed Copetas. Elizabeth Rose Cox. Mia Isabella Dalton. Field Phillips Ote Daniel. Cum laude, sorry. Theodore Eric Danielson, magna cum laude. Sanjay Prasad Das, cum laude. Alexander J. de la Osa. Daniel Drake DeGrange. Haley Elizabeth Dennis. Brandon Matthew de Rojas, cum laude. Helen Casey Driscoll. Megan Marie Duffield. Peyton S. Edelson. Savannah Morgan Edwards. Peter Daniel Ellinger, cum laude. Annalise Rose Ernst, magna cum laude. Paige Michelle Etherington. Andrew David Evans. Temunu Boma Dominion Fenny. Samuel Palmer Fishman. Kaylee Samantha Fugel. Sarah Elena Fuso. Matthew Joseph Gar, cum laude. Lindsay Lejeune Gibert. Cole A. Gilotti. Jordan Lewis Girasoli. Carolyn Ann Giuggio. Hannah Renee Gonzalez. Cameron Bell Gordon. Joanna Maria Grillo, cum laude. Kaylin Mary Gross, cum laude. Alexa Taylor Gruen. Emma Guida, cum laude. Brienne Lene Guzman, cum laude. Bryce Joseph Hagan. Mark Austin Halperin. Nicholas William Hanna. Brianna Ray Hansen, cum laude. Alicia Mary Angela Harris. Katie Marie Hauk. Juliana Louise Haynes, cum laude. Cassandra Ann Hemmer. Alexandra Ray Herman. Julia Page Hearns. Ashley Tanner Higgs, cum laude. Joseph Luther Hill. Madison Lee Hunt. Nuani Amarantha Irizarry. Rebecca Rose Irwin. Kelly Suzanne Jackson. Colton Nathaniel Jacobson, cum laude. Timothy Daniel Jernigan. James Thomas Johnson. Sheldon Desmond Johnson. Alistair Lambert Jones. Caleb Taj Bouthillier Joseph. Daniel Joaquin Jugo. Andrea Cristina Junco Rodriguez. Nisha Lynn Kate. Alexandra Madeline Kenny. Ethan Alexander King. Alexander William Kleinman. Lakshmi Narayan Kumar. Jacqueline Ann Kundrat. Camille Jordan Liddell. Madison Olivia Laird. Elizabeth Darby Lansdowne. Walter A. Lepere. Lauren Elaine Latino, magna cum laude. Amelia Catherine Lawrence, summa cum laude. James Pierce Larison, magna cum laude. Katia Sophia Leva, magna cum laude. Malcolm Clark Lloyd. Mitchell Kent McEachran. Kyle Richard Mack, cum laude. Raj R. Malviya. Cristabella Manzanilla. Morrison Bonart Marcus, magna cum laude. Summer Lee Massey. Alyssa Kelsey McMullen. Richard Joseph McNitsky. Gustavo Brando Mena Pacheco. Jeremy Philip Meyer. Julia Ann Meyer, magna cum laude. Reagan Elizabeth Mitchell. Benjamin Victor Montemayor. Dennis Eduardo Morgan. Corin Zofia Morris, cum laude. Hannah Bendixson Mulholland. Wyatt DePass Mumfrey. Matthew Dillon Nadler. Amina Shahid Nawaz. Olivia Summers Nielsen, cum laude. Catherine E. Norris, magna cum laude. Madison Claire Norris. Keen McKinnon Nolan, summa cum laude. Kayla Angeline Ogden, cum laude. Grant Shaw Stewart Olson. Cameron W. Ott, magna cum laude. Caroline Curette Orso. Taylor Lane Oxley. Josephine Virginia Palmer. Michael Salvatore Papaleo. Elizabeth Perriman. Mary Page Rebecca Phelps. Charlotte Valentine Phillips, cum laude. Nicolas Alejandro Prendes. Matthias Rhodes Prebor. Zhong Jin. Ajoa Sofoa Kakra Kwaikoi. Olivia Claire Quinn. Louise Rambo, magna cum laude. Maria Lucille Ramsey. Hartley Elizabeth Reese. Ruth Ann Reeves, magna cum laude. Jordana Forsyth Reist. Daniel J. Renault. Stephen Brett Reynolds, Jr. Brinley Adam Reese. Samuel James Riccardi. Savannah Rose Robinson. Constantine Elena Rodriguez, cum laude. Caitlin Adrienne Rodzik. Megan Sophia Rokis. Addison Rosenau. Davis William Rourke. Andrew Dean Rubin. Brooke Whitney Rubenstein, cum laude. Hannah L. Ryan, cum laude. Mary Teresa Ryan, magna cum laude. Aria Rose Sakona. Ashley Elizabeth Sanders, summa cum laude. Alex Benjamin Shah, cum laude. Rebecca Juliet Scher, cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Schimmel, magna cum laude. Martha Grace Schmidt, cum laude. Kyle Charles Scheinemann. Michael Stephen Sepsich, Jr. Haley Ann Shaw. Olivia Dorothy Simpkins. Alexis Lucille Simone. Daniela Brittany Sims. Ellison Virginia Smith. Jacob Smith. Kelly Sievert Smith, magna cum laude. Bridget Kathleen Snydstrup, cum laude. Shelby Rianne Sterling. Jason Keating Sumich, cum laude. Caitlin Jennifer Tang. Eric Michael Tedder, cum laude. Brianna Janae Denise Thurman. Michael Charles Trammell. Sydney Tai Chimbalunga. William Watkins Vesey, summa cum laude. Joel L. Vircher, cum laude. Anna Elizabeth Volkov. Roy Michaela Wallace. Raymond Paul Walters III. Brandon Paul Ware. Gregory Scott Wasserstrom. Deja Simone Wells. John Kelly Whelan. William Ricer White. Cole Patrick Whitehurst. Harrison Flock Williams. Jasmine Simone Williams. Sydney M. Williams. Zachary Roy Wyndham. Josiah Christian Wolfe. Andrea M. Wright. Austin Casey Yarnell, summa cum laude. Benjamin Evan Zeidman. Hannah McKenna Zundel Davis, magna cum laude. Candidates for the degree of Master of Laws in Admiralty: Nicholas Elliott Brookings, with distinction. Carolina Callejas Bloisi. Dom Essi Calezzi Fiazzo, with distinction. Frances Elizabeth Matos, with distinction. Si Chi Shao. Ming Ming Sun. Junda Yu. Jia Hangzhong. Ling Wen Zhao. Candidates for the degree of Master of Laws in American Law: Ricardo Yusep Acosta Hinojosa. Esmeralda Abigail Gutierrez. Candidates for the degree of Master of Laws: Evelyn Anna Dreyer, with distinction. Adriana Jimenez Torres, with distinction. Amir Haidar Khan. Jose Luis Lara Bernon Sr. Samuela Nouri. Philip Kurt Michael von Sanden, with distinction. Candidates for the degree of Master of Jurisprudence and Employment Law: Joy Lynn Blanchard. Queenie Victoria Amanfu. Danielle Sanders Anderson. Robert Benavides. Karima Michelle Bennett. Tabitha Kenyona Boyce. Dorian E. Brown. Tamara Renee Bush Nimmer. Rebecca L. Kadima. Rebecca Lee Ann Carlson. Anna Karen Castillo. Shanda L. Coleman. Leanne Marie Coley. Kelly M. Darby. Lisa C. Duchance Cook. Janelle Melissa Fernandez Ballestero. Jennifer Lynn Flowers. Christopher Allen Ford. Bethany A. Fulton. Garth Henry Curtis Gabriel II. Katrina V. Gilbank. Tamarin Lynn Hannon. James M. Harris. Latoya Heron. Michelle Therese Hentz. Jamie D. Hewlin. Shana Anne-Marie Husbands. Edith E. Isaac. Ellen Claire Jacobs. Eric D. Callett. Kimberly Nidal. Sorry. Amy Dawn Lathrop. Brandy Nicole Lee. Trinity Michelle Leffler. Regina, sorry. 50% chance, I suppose. Jessica Rachel Littleton. Laura Lynn Locker. Ray Anthony McComb. Melissa Medley. Elena Yvonne Hill Miller. Valerie Yvette Nance. Amanda Nunley Newell. Duran Antoinette Ridge-Mouton. Darren Holden Rogers. Efrain Camis Rosado. Ariana Ruiz. Denise Spragley. Kerry Monique Sullivan Leisure. Jessica Wences. Shalom M. Wilburn.
And let us give one more round of congratulations for our class of 2024. Thank you for joining us today in supporting these remarkable Tulane Law alumni now. I think they may be happy to be done with exams, but please join us in a reception in Weinman Hall. But before you do, please allow our new alums and the platform party to exit first. Thank you so much for sharing your afternoon with us, and congratulations.